So it's been a hot minute since we dusted off the old video game time machine and took a look into the past, but today we are dialing up the year 2006. Now the suits at EA were just pitched the concept of merging the popular kids cartoon Handy Manny, the ship from Event Horizon, and the undead feels from Resident Evil 4 all into one survival horror game package. Luckily, they said yes, and the rest is history. My name is LtBuzzLitebeer, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a look back to the past so that we can better appreciate the present. Dead Space has again hit the market, this time with the remaster of the original 2008 game, and after just reaching credits on this latest offering, I can say with absolute certainty that this 2023 version is the definitive Dead Space experience. Before I jump into this quick breakdown, if you happen to like what you see, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, make sure to ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Now, even if you don't own a single survival horror game, just hear me out, because Dead Space 2023 is absolutely worth your time. I remember playing the original 2008 release of Dead Space on my old PlayStation 3, and my initial impressions were always positive. Yes, there were certainly some jank, weird moments and downright clunky controls to that game, but the diamond, the bones of the game were always there. It just needed further refinement. Now, what EA Motive has done with this latest version is take that precious stone and clean up all the rough edges. A new paint job and beautiful new visuals are only one small piece of this overall package, and the results are just stunning. So first, let's talk performance, and I played the entire game through on a PC setup using a Threadripper PRO 3975WX processor and a Geforce RTX 3090 GPU. Now, I personally didn't think that the original 2008 game looked all that bad, especially considering the age of the hardware and the time that game released. But when I say that the 2023 Dead Space remaster looks f***ing incredible, I still don't think I'm doing it enough justice. Not only has Motive updated all the textures, but the lighting effects and reflections are, again, just stunning. I played the game on full ultra settings using DLSS set to quality while locking in the frame rates to 60 FPS, and the game did not flinch or waver from that frame rate. Unlocking the frame rate still on full ultra DLSS now set to balanced, and I would frequently see 70 to 100 FPS, again in 4K. Diving a little deeper into the DLSS settings and moving the slider over to performance netted me a max frame rate cap of 120 FPS in 4K. Now, when I say that the game is optimized and ran butter smooth, I am not overstating. In fact, the only time I saw any stutters at all, and these were very minimal, was when I would enter into a new zone in the Ishimura, and the game would quickly skip a frame as it loaded in that new area. And again, this was using what the game recommended, which was the use of an SSD to house the game files. I'll talk a little more on the visual reworks towards the end of this video, but for now, let's hop over to the story and gameplay. Isaac Clarke returns as the pain merchant space mechanic protagonist, but this time he speaks, unlike the 2008 release. TLDR version here, but Isaac and his team are called in to repair the uber-busted planet cracker USG Ishimura. I want you to think Event Horizon, but it's designed to break down entire planets for resource farming. Literally every single circuit, hinge, and light bulb on the Ishimura has been broken, but it's nothing our boy Isaac can't fix. But here's where it gets complicated. There's a colony that has gone dark down on Aegis 7, the very planet the Ishimura is sent there to destroy. There's also an alien monolith marker that has been brought on board. Throw into the mix undead mutated creatures called necromorphs, which range in size from that of a human shoe up to that of a small asteroid, and up against all of this is our boy Isaac and his varied array of power tools. Now, this is by far one of the most unique facets to all of Dead Space because Isaac isn't some crack commando armed with the latest in nuclear-powered death beams. He's got what a standard mechanic or miner would have on them, like a plasma cutter or electric saw, and he's also not wearing the latest in body armor technology, instead donning an engineer suit that allows him to traverse zero gravity in situations with no atmosphere. But by far, the biggest modifications to the 2023 reboot have to be what EA Motive has done under the hood of Dead Space with the base core mechanics, because everything has been reevaluated from that of the original and improved upon, creating a much more immersive and rich gameplay environment. Isaac's suit and weapons have all received a longer and much more expansive upgrade path. There are now more nodes to unlock and invest resources into, increasing all sorts of things like damage, ammo capacity, air reserves, and a whole host of other perks. The story, and more specifically the encounters, have been modified and improved over those of the original. Battles now make use of dynamic spawn systems that keep the fighting fresh. The side missions have been increased, and overall the once clunky character movements have been refined. Gone are the weird point-to-point no-gravity leaps, now being replaced by what has to be one of my favorite elements of this reboot: zero-G suit movement and combat. Status and kinesis have both returned, allowing Isaac to not only slow down foes or machinery, but to force-pull objects in a multitude of directions. Trust me, you need to try kinesis javelin throws using downed necromorph claws as projectiles. You'll know when you see it. And it wouldn't be a Dead Space game without the horror aspect, and it's still just as creepy and intense as I remember. There's this ever-present feeling of danger as the game constantly bombards you with sound cues, all while often simultaneously removing your primary sense of sight. The narrow confines of the Ishimura hallways are super sweaty, and the soundscape makes use of multiple methods and layerings of background noise that just hit with such dramatic effect. The new flesh shredding mechanic is extremely effective, as the old tried and true methods of killing undead, which is aim for the head, just doesn't apply to the necros. As you target specific limbs, you will see the effects of your damage take shape, eventually leading to the dismemberment of your foes, allowing for a choice to advance and stomp them to a pulp or hang back and continue to dump rounds downrange. Dead Space makes extensive use of mechanical puzzles and problem solving, sometimes on multiple levels, but it's never overly complicated, while feeling unique and fresh. You are often given choices. Yes, you can remove that power cell if you want to, so you can transfer it over to another junction box in an adjacent room, but doing so is either going to remove all gravity or could disable all lights in the chamber you're currently in. And by the way, when it is pitch black is when Dead Space is at its most terrifying. These are often the times the necros will swarm you, and you will be living each battle through the narrow vision, the beam of light your flashlight affords, all while listening for sound cues and hearing Isaac's grunts of pain and terror. You'll hear his heartbeat and breathing intensify all through your headphones. The terror this game achieves through the use of much more than just jump scares is intense, visceral, and lasting. I don't want to give you an expansive 30-plus minute review where I break down every detail of Dead Space, but I would like to say that what EA Motive has done here with this rework is masterful. They somehow managed to keep the core of what made Dead Space unique, but they've gone in and thoroughly touched up and improved on every area that was lacking. As I said, it isn't just a next-gen graphical paint job. This is a complete rework of the economies, gameplay loop, progression system, sound design, and so many other core aspects of the game, and I can't recommend it enough. Really, it doesn't matter if you've never played a survival horror game or just aren't into this entire genre. This game is seriously good, so much so that it's able to transcend this restrictive description of a great sci-fi survival horror game, because that really doesn't do it justice. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with this Dead Space reboot and would highly recommend it to anyone just looking for a great gaming experience. Thanks for checking out my Dead Space 2023 review, and I look forward to reading your feedback in the comments section below. Remember to smash that sub button and ring the bell to receive my future upload alerts. If you could take a few seconds more to rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and in my community Discord. Links to all my socials can be found in the video description and pinned comments below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.